We're trying a different background today. I just moved a little bit and I am suffering from a really bad hay fever because our vacuum hasn't vacuumed in a few days. So hopefully you can't hear him. Yes, we've put a gender to our vacuum and he's doing his work right now. Let's get back to the Pochette Metis. I was obsessed with the reverse monogram of this Pochette Metis, and it was very hard to find. Wade, my husband, actually, you just heard him then. He confirmed I was obsessed. He knows this because he actually used to work right across the Louis Vuitton store in George Street. And in case you are wondering, he wasn't asking every day. But it was ridiculously hard to find back in 2020 and the years prior to that. Every time I travel, I literally ask everywhere, airport or outside of the airport, and that's all over Asia, Europe, and the United States. Yet nada, could not find it. I actually almost bought from a reseller or a personal shopper in Dubai, but they were charging more than the retail price, and I just couldn't do that. I just didn't want to pay more than what it's actually selling for. And then one day we were grocery shopping in Rhodes where we used to live. Then I saw a lady wearing the Pochette Metis in a dark blue Empreinte. I think that's how you pronounce it, the dark blue leather. And I thought, oh, I actually quite like that. But I've always really liked the reverse monogram version of this because I thought, oh, perfect. I can take off the Pochette Metis because I really like it, and also the reverse monogram print because, as I mentioned in one of my reviews, my vlogs, which I will link up above and below, my never full review, I had a thing of completing all their materials from Louis Vuitton. So I thought, okay, I can hit two birds with one stone in that purchase. But it was, of course, it wasn't meant to be. And then when I saw this lady using it, I'm like, oh, I actually quite like that. And hey, it's actually full leather. Yeah, so ever since then, I have considered that, and here we are. Let's get started with the price. As you guys know, I always keep the receipt of my bags, and I paid 3,550 Australian dollars for it. It's obviously more expensive than their canvas cousins for obvious reasons because it's all leather, and it now retails for 4,100 Australian dollars. That is 550 more than what I originally paid for. So I bought it from my SA in George Street. For those of you not in Australia or in Sydney, George Street is in the CBD of Sydney, and it is the largest store in Australia and the first to offer the Maison service, which is for big spenders, aka not me. So I walked in and I asked for the bag. I wanted to compare the rose Poudre, apparently that's how you pronounce it, and the red. There are two kinds of red. There is the wine red, like a bright blood red, and that's what I wanted to look at. So I compared the two, but neither of them are actually now available, which I kind of like. They might have discontinued it, but don't quote me on that. I'm not too sure. So Brian, the lovely SA that helped me to purchase this, was really great. Are you guys loyal to your sales assistants or to your sales associate? Because I've bought another custom shoes from him as well, but I don't purchase enough to build that really strong relationship with an SA, and I prefer convenience. And I now live where there is a Louis Vuitton store walking distance from me, and I bought another bag a couple of months ago, and I just went there because it's more convenient. Plus, you don't really go to the CBD anymore, sadly, post-COVID. I say post, but it's definitely still around. However, if you can get an SA, definitely do so because it saves you time. You don't have to queue up. There's literally a queue every time now, no matter what time of the day, no matter what day you go in. Like, what is going on? Where is everyone getting their money from? Plus, it's also a very good experience because you build that familiarity as well. Now let's cover the size and the specs and features of this bag. It is 25 by 19 by 7 centimeters in size. So it's actually it's small, but it actually fits a fair bit, and I'll show you guys that in a minute. So the material and the color, it is a very beautiful baby pink color called Rose Poudre. Apparently that's how you pronounce it, but it feels very wrong. I feel like it's Poudre or something. But anyway, it's a very nice color, and as I mentioned earlier, they don't sell it anymore. At least I don't see it in the Australian store and Australian website anymore. It is a monogram Empreinte, and I think that just really translates to imprinted or embossed. I haven't Google that, but you can make it up from the name. So it's embossed supple grained cowhide leather, and it's a supple grained cowhide leather as well. It is a gold hardware, so you'll see in the enclosure the zippers where you put the strap. The actual strap itself as well is in gold hardware. It's the same type of strap that every Louis Vuitton bag has. So this little baby right here. And what also is really good with this bag are the pockets and the partitions in it. So let's open it up. So you open it from one side and then it clicks it, right? So let's open that up. Oh, I've got tissues in there still. Let's drop that. There's the tissue that came with it. I kept it. So there are two partitions, which I really like because I like to separate my clean versus dirty. In every bag review that I do, and when I do my what fits in the bag, you'll see I have a purse for a dirty purse, I call it, where I have my wallet, keys, all those things, and my clean one, which is pretty much my toiletries, hand sanitizer, tissues, so on and so forth. So basically I would just separate them in here. There's another pocket, and again, I like to describe my pocket, how deep it is, so that you'll see that's pretty much that third. So this is the first partition. The middle part here is the second partition, and then the back pocket pretty much is this third right here. But it is not as deep as the first two, magically. So this one here, it goes as deep as that pretty much, so you can still put in a lot. Let's close that again. And then obviously you've got the zip up back pocket. Oh, this was my mask holder case. I've changed my mask now. This is good for a surgical mask, but I now use the K94, so it doesn't fit there anymore. Anyway, so this one is pretty deep as well, all the way down, and it's got that pink, same baby pink lining everywhere as you saw. Then here's the handle. You can slightly pull it up, but that's about it. You can just hold it pretty much this way. You can't put it in the crook of your arm. You can push it, but hey, that's really weird. But that's about it. And of course, what it's really meant for is this crossbody strap right here. So let's tie it up actually. Put it in there. There you go. And then you don't have to worry about how you put it on, because it's the good thing about, well, pretty much all bags that I have or would have, it just rotates everywhere. So there's no right or wrong way, but there you go. And then the stitching as well is also fairly even, although you'd say this is probably the back because that's where the leather connects, but here you go, and it's got that gold hardware in there. You can also adjust it. I have it on the shortest. Yeah, that's the shortest, so the top right there. No additional holes added in there, and that just sits right where my waist is, which is perfect. Then it comes with the typical dust bag. So the dust bag is pretty small. There you go. It says, there you go. It still says in there what in the code and the price that I paid for. So that is the dust bag, and the bag is this one. So it's the magnetic. It's like, there you go. And it's similar to all the Louis Vuitton boxes where you can detach it, which is great if you're traveling. I say it's great if ever you buy it from overseas, but not necessarily. When I travel, they always come, I always put them in the dust bag, and I would have a hand carry depending on how many bags I'm bringing, but they would all be in one luggage, which is probably not smart in case that luggage gets lost. But anyway, but you'll see that it's fairly thick for what it is. It comes in a fairly tall box. All right, so let's discuss what fits in the bag. These are the two purses that I was talking about, clean and dirty. I would not typically just put it in like I would in my bigger bags, because if I do, I'll show you anyway. When I do, it just takes up the whole space. I think it's just not practical. It is relatively a small size bag, but it packs a punch, and I'll prove that to you now. All right, so let's start. Let's put that down with the clean stuff. So I would then have my tissue. This is brand new. Haven't opened that. Let's put it in the front. Let's put it in front. Yeah, okay. So in front, got my tissues. I got my oil blotter there, my floss. If I know if I'm eating out, I bring floss with me. I got my sanitizer since COVID. I've got the Aesop one. I like this. I have the big one. We just refilled it, which is great. I got my hand cream. Let's put that in there. Well, I got a lip balm for the most part, but if I am wearing a lipstick, I bring my lipstick, but not the lip balm. But same size after all. My glasses cleaner. If I'm wearing glasses today. If it's a bad hay fever day, I do not wear contact lenses. I gotta tell you guys, I have booked in to get my LASIK done, so I'm excited. I might vlog about that anyway. So you put that in there, and voila. Well, got my mask here. I haven't worn this one, so let's put that in the back pocket right here. Let's pretend that I put it in there because I have a feeling I will forget. So let's not put that in there. Okay, so let's see how that looks. I put it all in the first compartment. Looks good, still a lot of space, but from a real estate there, I wouldn't put any more, yeah? On to the dirty stuff. So this bag is good for anything and everything outside of work. You can probably still use it for work if you have a separate laptop bag. So, you know, you can wear it for work, but it is a bit of a stretch. Now to the dirty stuff. So my keys. I have this is the Bottega Veneta keychain. Waste of money maybe, but it's pretty nice. It's pretty simple. I like that. My card holder. This is pretty much my go-to wallet. I also have a proper wallet, but I never had those long wallets. I think I did maybe at some point in my life, but I like everything compact. So I'm a small girl. I like small bags. I have one that has a coin purse in it, but I never carry cash anymore. There's actually some in there, but I barely do anymore. And it's just, I have all my cards, my license, everything in my phone as well. So this is just really for emergency. Pop that in that second compartment. If I bring, I have my work badge in there, I won't bother, but say I'll bring this, which is my iPhone cord for when I have my battery power pack, which you can put it in there, right? So now you see that's all in there. If I had the battery pack, it'd be there. I can bring Sunnies with me. Still a lot of room. And I haven't put anything in this third compartment as well. And then you close it up. Now you'll see that it is fairly packed, but again, open it up there we go. Very easy to open, still not too heavy. And there's still a lot of room in there. But I'm using my phone and my vlogging camera, but I use a the DJI Pocket too. It would fit in there. All right, so Marielle, what's the wear and tear like? Even if it's a lovely, lovely baby pink color, I don't use it as often as my black, brown, or white bags. I definitely not have worn it with dark jeans, nor plan to. It literally lands where it would most likely stain. So no, I have not risked that. It's in an excellent condition because I think I've worn it maybe 10 times, maybe 20, which is really bad because that cost per wear is really through the roof. There's no stain. Checking everything. Although I saw something here. See, can you guys see that? There you go. So there's like something a little bit dark in there, but I think it's just like, it's a really stretched part of the leather. Again, probably just where, again, that metal hits it. I've linked it below, but I'll link it above again. My Neverfull review, LV, the Louis Vuitton Neverfull. Basically, any part that the metal hit inside gets really dark. So it's not, it's happening a little bit here as well. So that's because of that, right? So just be wary of that one. If you have a black or a dark blue, then it will not be an issue, yeah? The scratches are where you expect it to be. Most people, I'm just looking if I have any. I'm wiping it now. It's really not that bad, but most people complain about this part. But what do? That's where it hits that. Like, you don't want to be, let me be very careful with it. As I said, you guys, things are meant to be worn, so I don't necessarily baby my bags. But the edges, so this part as well is perfect. A lot of the reviews I saw for the reverse mono or the Pochette Metis, that is the problem. But I've had no problem with that. Hasn't cracked, hasn't done anything. It's great. It's excellent. Just a little bit of scratch in there. But again, minimal things that it's in excellent condition. So how do I store it? you would have seen I already pointed out that this is the box, so I have boxes of bags in here. I prefer seeing things, as you can see, from my shoes, and have some bags in there as well, and up the top that you can't see. But I obviously cannot do that with all of my things in our very small apartment. It is currently stored in here, so I would just put it in the dust bag. So let's do that. I would remove the strap. There you go. So the tissues you saw inside, the tissues that you saw earlier, those are the tissues that came with it when I purchased it. I typically do that, but I also have bought from Officeworks or any stationery place that you guys have in your country. Just buy those, crumple them, and you can use that as well. But why do that when they give you one for free? Keep using that until that no longer works. Pop that in there. Get it right. There you go. Put it in there. Close. Laying flat. Put it inside the box. And then the strap, I don't put inside the dust bag. Yeah, so it's just out. It's all in there along with the receipt. So what do I like about it? Obviously, the color is amazing. I think all their designs, it comes now, it have black. Every print it comes with, it looks really nice. So it comes with the canvas in different colors of the Empreinte, and they all look immaculate. It's just the right size for an errand, a night out, a day out, for a pumper day, church service. Really, so many things that you can use it for, and it packs a punch, as I mentioned. It's a crossbody, which I like. I have very few bags that are not crossbody, and it's a perfect size for a crossbody as well, because I would have some bags where, yep, it has a strap, but it's really awkward size for a crossbody anyway. The compartments are amazing. You saw how much more spacious it makes, and things can get organized. I am very organized, as you can see, so I like it like that. And it is structured. The structure helps with keeping things in put, especially if you put enough that they don't move around. And then, of course, it is secured with a lock as well, which is just perfect and keep things safe and secure as I have them in across my body. What don't I like about it? Very few things. Number one, the color, which can easily stain. However, that is self-inflicted. I picked that color. I love that color, so I just need to be really careful with that. I have not risked it, as I said, with the dark jeans, nor I intend to. So I'm keeping that out of the situation, but it will most likely stay. And then it easily scratches. That lock easily scratches as well. But as I said earlier, things are meant to be worn, and it shows wear and tear, and it's part of the character of the bag, I find. Now, would I buy it again, knowing what I know after 2 years, roughly? When did I buy it again? So I said I bought it in 2020, so September 5, 2020. So that is now getting close to 2 years. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I would definitely buy it again. Reverse monogram is actually quite readily available now as well. You can walk in store. I checked online. They have it. But I've already bought an LV cans in the reverse mono, which I will actually do a vlog maybe when the time has come. I like to do a review of the bag once I've used it at least a year old, so that you guys can see if it's actually worth the money. And it's more of a fun bag, but it's also quite practical with the things that you can put inside. And I don't like buying, well, the same thing in different colors. I only do that for yoga pants and socks. This bag is actually, the Empreinte is actually decent price, all leather bag in the grand scheme of Louis Vuitton bags. The LV cons that I bought is actually more expensive than this bag. And although I did buy that in 2022, this was in 2020. But still, that's just really insane, because that is a canvas bag. The only leather part in that cons is the handle and the strap. So what a joke. I was scammed. Well, I hope you found that useful. If you have a Pochette Metis yourself, whatever color, whatever material, let us know in the comments what you think about it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I would really appreciate it. You can watch my LV Never Full bag review and the rest of my fashion content here. See you again next time. Thank you.